What's going on YouTube? It's your boy XL. Today we are getting ready to change the oil on my Mercedes-Benz. This is going to be part of the service A. And what I'm going to do first is, of course, open the hood. Now that I got the hood open, I'm going to go ahead and right now it's on like regular standard mode where, you know, you can just come in here and look at the engine. But to give me more space, because my hood is, you know, it's down at a decent level, but I want to get it higher. Mercedes has this feature where you can unlock this here, and what it'll do, both sides, what it'll do is it'll allow you to take it further up. So there's one side, and then here is the inside of the other side. All right, as you can see now, my hood is completely up. So come in here and see what's going on, do some checks around here, make sure, you know, my cables and wires look good. And we're gonna start right here. This is the filter. Once you crack this open, you pull it out, there's gonna be a filter in there. And then of course you pour the new oil in here. And today we're gonna be pulling this out here, which is the dipstick. And we're gonna extract the oil this way. All right, now as you can see, I am using the liquid moly oil. It's made in Germany, so I definitely recommend it for any type of German vehicle you have. Mercedes, BMW, Audi. And then for the filter, all I use is the MAN filter. Very, very good filter. I definitely recommend it as the best. So take a look at that. Depending on what car you have, you know, you have to get the right grade, of course. But definitely recommend the MAN filters for even the interior of the car, and as well as the oil filter. All right, I'm all set up now. I have my extractor ready to go. I connected the one end here to the extractor here, so that way it pumps the oil directly in. There's different size connector extensions in there. I just make sure I use the one that fit my car. Like this one here is probably too small. So I went ahead and used this one here, and I put it right into here. As you can see, it's all the way in there. Just make sure that it goes all the way. All right, so you can drain that oil out. So what we're gonna be doing is pumping the oil directly out of here. Okay, and this is where my dipstick was here. All right. Now, before we start extracting the oil out, what I like to do is kind of crack open the filter. All right. And the way I'm going to do that is by attaching this tool here. This is the website where I got it from. It's MDTV Tools. All right. And what I'm gonna do is put this right over the filter. I'm gonna kind of crack this open just to kind of get it open. Get that air flowing in there. So that way it's easier for the oil to come out, okay? All right, so now that I have everything set up, I can go ahead and start pumping the extractor. And what you're gonna see is that the oil is going to begin coming. Oh, there it is. There it is. Once it starts pouring into here, it's gonna be non-stop. So depending on your oil size, like this one here, halfway through I'm gonna have to stop and start dumping the oil into my pan I'm gonna take to the auto parts store. All right, if you can hear it, I definitely can hear it. I'm gonna pump it a little bit more. The oil is now being extracted from the pan. They do have this little pedal here on the floor. That's to put your foot on and pump. Once you see it slow down a little bit, you can pump it some more. All right, now in the meantime, while the oil is being extracted out the car, I'm just going to remove the filter so that way I can start getting this ready. Because what you're gonna have to do is remove the old filter, and there's some O-rings that you're gonna have to replace on this holder right here. I'll show you in just a second. But this is what it looks like in the inside once you remove the filter. Okay. Once you remove the filter, what I like to do is kind of take a, like a mechanic's cloth or something like that. Make sure it's clean, and then kind of, clean that oil out, get that old oil out of there, and then cover it up so that way no dust, things like that will go inside where the filter goes. All right, now that you have the filter off, what I like to do is kind of put it down on some type of plastic or something like that. I've got the new filter right here. And this comes inside pretty much the new O-rings, these little rubbers. And then you pull the old filter out. You can put it back in the box. And then what you're gonna have to do is take some type of screwdriver or something like that and start taking these off. All right, so pretty much one by one, what I did is I got a little small flathead here, little tiny one. And then I'm just gonna remove these one by one. All right, you see how easy that was? And then you're gonna wanna do the same size to put it back on. All right, you see there's a large one that goes way in the back up here. There's another one here. All right, the large one goes right here. All right, as you can see, I removed all 3 of the rubbers from the filter holder here. And then I have 3 brand new ones, actually 4, but what they do sometimes is include an extra one for the middle. I don't know why, but you have large, the middle, and then the bottom. So then you're just gonna have to put them back on the same way. And then what I do next pretty much is kind of take a towel and wipe off all that old excess oil. Just kind of clean it up a bit. All right, so up next, what we're gonna do is put the rings back on from largest to small. There you go. All three of them are in there. Now we're ready to install the new filter. There you go. All right, now that we've installed the filter and changed the rings, what we're gonna do is check on the oil extraction. And as you can see, it's gone up to almost 6 liters. Coming slow. I'm probably gonna do a couple more pumps, but it's looking good. In the meantime, I am gonna install the filter back onto the car, so that part's done. All right, so I'm almost at 6.5 liters, so I don't want it to overflow. What I'm gonna go ahead and do is start pouring it into my oil pan here so I can take it to the auto parts store to get that oil out of here. All right. So don't let it overflow. If you have a big engine, it's definitely gonna overflow, so start dumping it out early. All right, so I'll put the tube back in because there should be about 8 liters in here. And then I'll resume pumping again. More oil is coming out. And you'll know once you get to the bottom, to the rest of the oil, because literally there'll be nothing coming out. Right now, I'm just gonna pump it up a little bit, get some of that oil out, let it finish doing its thing. In the meantime, I'm gonna go ahead and put the oil filter back on, make sure that it's nice and tight, and then start putting the oil in. All right, so there's actually a 4th rubber that has to come off, rubber O-ring, which I have here. Make sure you change that one out as well. It's on the bottom here. Okay, so now we're good to go. Install it back in the car. Make sure your filter is all the way up here. All right, don't have it down here. Make sure it's up. And then you're just gonna put it back in. Hand tighten it. And when it starts getting a little loose here, a little tight, gonna go ahead and tighten it up. Now on here, it says go ahead and tighten up to 25 Newton meters. So this is gonna go back on, and then you're gonna tighten it back up. You don't want to do it too tight, but just right there. All right. All right, now as you can hear, I'm getting close to the end here. Nothing really coming out, but you can hear that in the pan down there, it is bone dry. Move it around a little bit. Just about ready to pour the new oil. Yep, she is ready. I'm gonna go ahead and remove this and start putting the new oil in. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and take the oil cap off here. So you do that by turning left. All right, there we go. I'm gonna show you inside of what it looks like in the oil cap here. So that's where you're gonna be pouring the new oil to go down into the engine and into the pan eventually. All right, now before we start putting the new oil in here, we wanna make sure once all the oil's out, and you will know, because like I said, you will hear it, you won't see nothing coming out like it was before. You're just gonna remove this guy here and put it to the side, put the dipstick back in, and then you're gonna pour the new oil back into here. All right, so next thing you're gonna wanna do is take your oil. I have a quart left over from last time. I'm just gonna put that in there and then use the rest. Should use about 8 here. Make sure you got your cone here, so that way it'll be easier to pour. Go ahead and put some more oil in there. This one here is 5 liters. Just pour it in nice and slow. Make sure you drip all that oil out of there. Still plenty of oil. All right, now what we've done is we poured some liters into the engine here. So I'm just gonna check it just to make sure that we are on track with our goal of getting the proper line filled up to here. See what this line is here? That's where you wanna make sure the oil is. And right now it's almost there, but it's not quite. It's about halfway, and I have 2 more liters to go. All right. But like I said, I always do this just to make sure that I have enough oil in there for the car to ride proper. Oil is about right here. All right, once you're done putting the oil in there, go ahead and put your cap on. Then make sure, like I said, this is in there properly. This is your oil dipstick. Make sure that's in there properly. Make sure you don't have any tools laying around on the vehicle before you close the hood back. Your funnel, wipe it down, put it away for next oil change. Shouldn't have to change for the next 6,000 miles. So I'm happy with that. Just close your hood, pour your oil from the extraction back into the oil pan if you haven't already. I still got a little bit more to go. And then take that to your auto parts store at your nearest local location. All right, now that we have everything put away, cleaned up, we're gonna go ahead and head over to the auto parts store to go ahead and turn in all the old oil. And let's turn it on, see how it sounds. Oh yeah, that is new, fresh oil in there. See how it rides.